So everyone, let me start. Okay, let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. So just wait 30 more seconds and I start. Transaction. So in the last session, everyone able to see my screen? Please confirm once.
Yes, Vishal.
Okay. The last session, because please mute everyone. When you don't have any question, then only you can unmute yourself. Otherwise, please mute. Okay. Okay. So let's start it. When we discussed last session about pragma exception I-90, right? When I discuss pragma exception I-90, I tell you one thing. Whenever this question comes as a pragma exception I-90, the first thing what we talk about is pragma.
Your screen is not open. It's black.
Malika ji, everyone able to see my screen? I hope so. Right? You able to see my screen, Malika ji?
Ab theek hai ji.
Okay. 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 So please mute everybody. Okay. When you have any question, then only you can see. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Okay. When we discuss on the last session, we discussed about pragma exception I-90. I tell you the first line about pragma I-90 is pragma is a non-executable code, right? Pragma is just an instruction to the compiler that I am pragma. So remember one line, whenever the question come in front of you in the interview, anything related to pragma, either it is pragma exception I-90 or pragma autonomous transaction. The first line what you have to start in the interview is pragma is a non-executable code which is just an instruction to the compiler that I am pragma, treat me differently. Remember, how to answer is very important rather than what to answer. Pragma exception I-90, what we discussed in the class, exact same copy line by line, same thing with examples and the scenario what I discussed about foreign keys scenario. Remember everyone, foreign key scenario I discussed, parent is not able to read by child. We discussed about pragma exception I-90. Remember everyone?
Yes. Yeah, Vishal.
Right? And the example what I give, Ora-02292, right? This Oracle standard exception, pragma exception I-90 will adopt that. Remember how to answer. Again, I'm repeating this. How to answer is very important. For PL SQL and Somil, are you in the class? Somil?
Yes, sir.
Somil, तुम मेरा class के बाद मुझे ping करना. Right, Somil, I don't know what, because I saw the message you are in group. Please focus, right? And again, I'm repeating for PL SQL, don't go anywhere other than my notes. You are not get a single question here and there. Don't distract your mind. You are here to crack the interview, getting a job. You will get 100% question, believe me, everyone. Somil, I saw your few messages in the group, and that's why I want to talk to you one-to-one. Okay, and today again, I'm repeating everyone. Remember how to answer. Pragma does not matter. Exception I-90, serially reusable, or pragma autonomous transaction. Pragma means is a non-executable code which give an instruction to the compiler that I am pragma, treat me differently. First line. Now understand it. What is pragma? And what is pragma autonomous transaction is? First understand what the question coming in the interview. What is pragma autonomous transaction? Direct question. Okay. First, sometimes the interview asks a scenario-based question. If you remember, I discussed one scenario-based question whenever I'm discussing about. 1 second. I discuss scenario-based question always, and it is written a begin, and here it is written end, right? In this, I have one insert statement, one update statement, B8 statement. Then I have one more insert statement. Any multiple statements are there in this begin and end, right? So what is happening here in this begin and end statement is, suppose my insert is successful, my update is successful, my delete fail because of any reason, or suppose my insert fail because of any reason. So what happened? All transaction will be rollback. Why? Tell me anybody why? Why it is rollback?
Because of asset property.
Because of asset property. When this question comes, what happened? Most of the people just answer, sir, this transaction fails, so this all fail. Always have to use the word because of asset property, the transaction will be fail. So, pragma autonomous transaction comes into the picture with challenge asset property. Remember this line, the word, exactly same you have to answer. Pragma autonomous transaction is challenging the asset property. What asset property is saying, if any either whole transaction is completed or nothing will be completed. And if you remember, when I give an example, when I'm teaching you asset, I give an example of a bank ATM. Remember ATM example, everyone?
Yes, Vishal.
Atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. I give an example of ATM, that when I try to withdraw some money, how asset property work. We discuss about asset property concept. And that time I tell you everyone, right? I tell you everyone about asset property concept. This asset is the backbone of database. Whole our RDBMS, all RDBMS, relational database management system, they all follow asset property. This is the backbone of the database. You all understand how the ATM work, right? The consistency, durability, atomicity, everything completed, nothing will be completed. In trivia here, I want to ask a question. We discuss more about trigger when I discuss pragma autonomous transaction, trigger in the next session. So suppose my requirement is that does not matter this fails or not fail. I want to complete my second transaction or first transaction, third transaction. Pragma autonomous transaction comes into the picture. Pragma autonomous transaction allows you, remember that line? Even I give you the notes, don't worry. But remember the line exact same. Pragma is an instruction to the compiler that I am Pragma, treat me differently. Pragma autonomous transaction gives an instruction to the compiler. It will allow to create a new transaction within the transaction. Remember this, I'm writing here. It allows to create a child transaction within main transaction. Right? And what happened with the child transaction, either it is commit or rollback, it does not impact anything of the parent, or anything happening in parent, it does not impact to the child. I mean, there is independent transaction start working within the transaction, that is called pragma autonomous transaction. I will give an example, you more understand. Let's repeat it again. I'm telling you, pragma autonomous transaction allow you to create a new transaction within a transaction that may commit or rollback changes independently of its parent transaction. Normally, asset property is saying you are not independent. Everything completed or nothing will be completed. But pragma autonomous transaction challenge the asset property and saying that I am allowing you to create a new transaction within the transaction that will be independent. That will be independent of the main transaction. This question is very important. Again, listen everyone. Pragma autonomous transaction will definitely come in an interview. Pragma autonomous transaction allow you to create a new transaction within a transaction that may commit on rollback independently of the parent transaction. The pragma autonomous transaction is a way how the sub-program behave. Normally in a PL SQL, I'm writing a PL SQL within the beginning. Within this beginning, when you write any SQL within beginning, that becomes PL SQL. PL SQL means one transaction. It follow asset property. So normally in PL SQL, the whole modification, the whole beginning is treated as a one transaction. So either everything completed, nothing will be completed. But pragma autonomous transaction is an independent transaction program. It commit or rollback, right? It commit and rollback, and there is no effect of the calling program. Let me give an example. Then you won't understand. But sometimes the question comes, always remember, pragma autonomous transaction is always, we must issue commit or rollback, right? And it always challenges the trace property. Let's see one question. Let's see one example. Then you understand it. I'm getting a table. Create table test. If you remember, I discussed function procedure when we discuss. Okay, after that. Suppose I'm inserting a table, my value, varchar 2 20. I create a table, test table. Right. In this test table, I'm creating a procedure. My procedure will use to insert the data into the test procedure. Everyone remember procedure and function, how to write? Very easy. Just write your statement and convert into procedure. This is my statement, insert into test. Values, suppose values. In a statement I give that data will be insert the data into this. Let's create a procedure. I'm getting a procedure. Create or replace procedure. Just give a name, suppose child block. Create or replace procedure child block is.
Sir, your voice is stuck.
Again, all are able to listen my voice, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, Vishal.
Yes, sir.
Commit and so what I'm writing, you can reconnect again. Child block insert. Create or replace procedure name. When I create this procedure, means there is a simple procedure which will insert the data into test table. Anybody any confusion till here? I have a simple procedure that insert the data into test table and firing commit. That's it. Procedure done. No problem at all. Procedure completed. Let me create one more procedure when I'm calling this procedure itself. I'm creating one more procedure. Let me just copy paste. Suppose I'm telling this is a parent block. Create or replace procedure parent block is. Begin into this. I'm writing here parent block insert. After that, I am calling this procedure here. Child block procedure I called. Then I issue a rollback. Rollback condition. Simple. Let me create this procedure. Done. Let's see what is happening till here. I have a one table, simple table, which have a column data varchar to 20. 20 is the capacity, you know that. Here I have one procedure. This procedure is insert data here. Inserting, suppose child block insert. This procedure is used to insert data. Child block insert. Data will be inserted here. I am firing a commit command. Commit means permanent save into the system. I am writing one more procedure. If you see it here, I am writing one more procedure. This is procedure number 1. I am writing another procedure, procedure number 2 here. In this procedure, insert into test value, same data inserted. Then I call here. I am calling a procedure here. Calling first procedure. And I issue a rollback. Rollback means revert back. But see the basic concept of the ACID property. ACID PL SQL run one by one, right? When I execute this procedure, parent block, it start with begin, insert this data, parent block inserted. Then it call this procedure. In this procedure, commit automatically fire. So whatever commit fire, this data also inserted. This rollback has no impact. This rollback has no impact. Let me call it here. Execute parent block. Execute parent block. I'm simple. Sorry, no column. Execute parent block. Statement processed. Select star from test. I can see both record inserted into the table.
I have a question.
Wait 1 second. Let me first finish it. Then you can ask. Let me repeat this thing. What happened again?
Yes,
Everyone
sir.
can
Yes.
see the data. Let me see what happened again. Please listen carefully. I have a table. Table has a simple column. My value varchar to 20. Remove this. I have one procedure. Simple procedure is used to insert the data into the table. It inserting data in one line procedure. Insert into test. Values child block inserted. Data inserted. I am firing commit. Commit means permanent save. I have one procedure. Done. I have one more procedure. In this procedure, again, I'm inserting data. Parent block insert means you from this procedure, this data is coming to the table. Then I'm calling this child block. This procedure is called here. Then I issue a rollback. When I issue a rollback, means what is happening? Issue a rollback means what is happening? Let's see it here, everyone.
It is going to revert.
Let's see, everyone, what is happening? When I call this procedure, let's see, sorry.
पहले कौन सा चलेगा?
Just wait, everyone. Okay, let's see this. When I call this procedure, execute parent block, this procedure called. This procedure called, it first, remember PL SQL run line by line code. There is no confusion in it. First line, this insert into test. This line inserted, parent block insert. Then this procedure called, second line, child block. Child block called, means this procedure called insert data, child block insert. It inserted child block insert. This is also called here. Then when I write child block in child block called, there is a commit also executed. Once commit executed, the both record will be inserted. There is no rollback, has no impact. Nothing will be rolled back because once something is committed, we cannot roll back. Understand everyone? Any confusion till here?
Sir, this concept is similar to DDL concept.
Yes, this DDL. I calling commit. Commit means permanent save into the system. What I'm trying to say, once something is committed, you can, even I call here rollback, but this rollback has no impact because data already committed. Simple ACID property concept, ACID. Atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. Atomicity is saying everything is completed, nothing will be completed. First this line executed, then this line executed. When this line executed, then it called commit inside. When this is committed as well. When something is committed, means child table, another procedure is called, and that procedure will commit the first procedure as well. This procedure is committed, this data as well. Rollback has no impact. Normal procedure going on. Pragma autonomous transaction comes into the picture. What Pragma autonomous transaction is saying, what I said, Pragma autonomous transaction is instruction to the compiler that I am Pragma, treat me differently. It allow to create a transaction within the transaction. Pragma allow to create a transaction within the transaction that may commit on rollback and there will no impact on the table. See here the child block. Here I am creating it Pragma. Simple writing it Pragma. Just like remember, right? Pragma exception INIT. I'm writing Pragma autonomous underscore transaction. Pragma autonomous transaction. Very simple. That's it. Let me create. I'm here. Everything is same. I'm writing commit. My procedure created. That's it. As it is, my test table currently have record these two records, parent and child. Let me truncate this table. I'm calling again. Truncate table test. Select star from test. There's no data in the table now. I'm executing parent block. Now see what is happening here. Understand everyone before calling this parent block. When I'm calling this parent, this data will be, this procedure will be, data will be inserted. This data insert into the table. After that, this child block will be called. Child block call, it will insert this data but committed. But this child block is Pragma autonomous transaction. Pragma autonomous transaction will create a separate transaction within transaction that may commit and rollback, and there will be no impact of the parent. So when I do this rollback is totally independent. This commit here will not commit this record. Let's see this. Execute parent block executed. Select star from test. I can see only child block insert. Only this insert. This data will not insert. That will be rollback. Let me repeat it again. Understand it here? I'm talking about what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the concept of Pragma autonomous transaction. Pragma autonomous transaction allow you to create a transaction within the transaction that may commit or roll back, but that will be no impact of the original transaction. Whatever you are doing here, you are committing here or roll backing here, does not matter. That will be no impact what is you are doing into the main transaction. Previously, when I don't do Pragma autonomous transaction, at that time, when I called child block, here is a commit. That commit will insert this record and this record as well. This record inserted. But when I make this transaction Pragma autonomous transaction, this whole transaction become independent. So when I call here child block, it only commit this. It only commit this. It does not commit this record. So when I make this rollback is no impact of this. This is totally independent. This rollback is rollback this record and data will be rolled back. Now ask your question. Who is asking question? Yes, Neha, ask a question.
Vishal, like we can only call child block, like execute parent blocks. So execute child block only we can call. So
yeah, this is a separate procedure. You can call whatever you want. You can call it. What is okay? Tell me why you confused here. Let me select star from test. Means I don't know why you are asking this question, but let me repeat it here. Truncate table. I am calling here execute child block. What does it mean? It means I have a procedure. I am executing the procedure. There are 5 different ways of executing procedure. Remember? Begin, end, execute,
that I know,
call,
like only
exec.
can...
Sneha, one by one. I am calling execute child block. When I am calling execute child block means what? I am executing this procedure. This procedure means insert a data into the test table and fire commit. Insert the data into the test table and fire commit. A data inserted, fire commit. There is no impact. Simple a procedure you call. But when I call this parent block, in this parent block, I am calling here child block as well. This procedure. In this procedure, I am calling that procedure. What I'm trying to teach you here, this is a pragma transaction. This is totally independent. If I fire here commit, this commit will not commit this record. Normally, if I do commit here, it commit that record too. If I suppose I don't write pragma here, forget about pragma. There is no pragma. Simple procedure. Procedure created. I have a procedure created. See, I am calling here parent block. So what is happening? It insert both the record. Sorry, in the table. It inserted both the record. Parent block insert, child block insert. Why it is happening? When you are calling this procedure, it will first run this line. Any confusion? It will first this line. Any confusion?
No, sir.
No. It will insert parent block insert, first data inserted. Then after, I call this procedure. When I call this procedure means this whole procedure executed. So this will insert this record, child block, and then insert commit also. It run commit also. Commit means save. Whatever run before that, everything is save. So that is save also. That is save also. This rollback has no, because something is committed, you cannot roll back. Data committed. That is simple transaction. Simple transaction as it is. When you write a rollback, there is no impact. You can see both data inserted into the table. But when I create this procedure as a pragma, pragma means whatever I'm doing, it is only mine. I am not related to any parent, whoever calling me, I'm not related to that guy. If you are doing any commit or any rollback you are doing, it only again within this. I wrote it here. I'm calling again. Now what is happening? If you see the table, only one record inserted. Why? Child block. Why? Because it first insert this record, it inserted parent block. Then it called child block. Child block means insert this record. Make a commit. But this time, this procedure is pragma. Pragma means this commit is, scope of this commit is within this only. This commit will not commit this record because it is pragma. Pragma is a sub-program within the main program, but that will be commit and rollback independently and there is no impact. It inserted record, make a rollback. This rollback is rollback this. This is totally independent. Data inserted. Now ask a question.
So then
उसके बाद रोलबैक काम नहीं करेगा सर.
Yes, Ganesh, ask your question.
सर कमिट के बाद रोलबैक काम नहीं करेगा, राइट?
no.
Okay, let me repeat it again one more time. Why you are confusing with commit and rollback is a basic concept that when something is committed, you cannot roll back. This is a basic concept. This is nothing related to the pragma. Basic concept is once something is committed, you cannot roll it back. Basic concept of database. Pragma autonomous transaction. 1 second, Gautam, I'm giving you the chance just after this. Pragma autonomous transaction saying that I can make this transaction totally independent. Pragma autonomous transaction saying I make this transaction totally independent. This transaction insert make a commit. Once something is committed, it only commit this record. It not commit this line. This line is independent. When I make it rollback, this rollback is for this, not for this. Simple. If you are saying, for example, 1 second, if I make it a rollback.
Why skipping one step?
Which step, Malika ji? What is skipped? Tell me first. 1 second, let me solve our top problem first. Malika ji, tell me what is skipped.
आप कह रहे ना that you are saying that the rollback whenever we will जब rollback होगा तो the ऊपर जो है child का जो आप कर रहे हो that will not be
why? Because that is pragma. That is pragma. The concept of pragma is I am independent. Pragma is saying I am independent. That is the one line. Remember this line. Pragma is saying I am totally independent. Whatever happening with me is only with me. Pragma autonomous transaction allows to create a transaction within the transaction. Remember the definition. Pragma autonomous transaction allow to create a transaction within the transaction that may roll back or commit. independently without impacting of the calling program. So this is the calling program without impacting. Whatever you are doing in your own. Whatever I am doing my own. If I am committing on rollback, there will be no impact what is going on. Gautam, ask your question.
Vishal, in this scenario, actually, what I was thinking, if we are using save point and then we are using rollback to that particular child block save point name, then what will happen in that case?
There's nothing to do with save point concept here. See, when we're writing pragma automation action, pragma must be, the rule of pragma is pragma automation action must be commit or rollback. A issue commit or rollback is mandatory before going out of the pragma automation transaction to the main transaction. Because pragma is saying I am independent transaction. I am totally independent. Pragma is an instruction to the compiler that I am pragma, treat me differently. Pragma is saying
that I got it, Vishal. So what I'm asking, let's say before commit, I am using, so after commit, can you give just commit in the child block? And before, before commit, actually, can we use save point and then we can use rollback to save point name in the below
you
one.
have to write commit of whatever. See, whatever you want, Gautam, you can do. Don't worry about so many confusion. Simple thing is, when I write pragma, this total block, whatever you are doing here, you can do rollback, you can do insert, update, delete, write the whole transaction. Let me give one more example to everyone. Let me give one more example. Easy, try to understand it. Whatever you are doing here, it's totally independent. Let me give one more example to everyone. Just see this one more example. I think that make you clear, right? There is a table. If you create a table, create table employees. This question will come in the interview. That is 200% sure. I select star from HR.employees. Understand the concept. Pragma is saying I am independent. I am creating a table. Why I am creating a table? Because I'm going to insert, update, delete something. I don't have rights on HR schema. So I create an employees table. Employee table created. Let me writing a declare. Begin. End. In begin end, I'm writing a line. I'm writing suppose select salary into L underscore sal. L underscore salary from employees where employee underscore ID is equal to 101. I'm not writing any procedure. Simple statement I'm writing, and that's it is here. L salary, I have to declare it here. Anybody, any confusion here, you can ask me. I can declare number. I'm suppose printing here dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. I'm writing here, for example, before salary of employee 101 is L salary. Simple procedure. If you run this procedure will print you the salary of employee ID 101. 17,000. Very simple concept, nothing else, right? Let me write here another employee salary 102 also. Two employee salary I'm printing here. 102. Before salary of employee ID 102 is L salary. Suppose it is printing the salary of 102 also. Both employee salary are coming here. Till there is no confusion. Now here I'm going to update a record. Update employees. Set salary SALARY. Set salary is equal to suppose salary plus 5,000. I'm increasing this one salary where employee underscore ID is equal to 101. Right? Then I want to write. So let me introduce one returning clause to all of you. Returning salary. I'm telling you what is returning is L underscore new underscore salary. Returning clause is a very good clause. Is I'm telling you about how to avoid unnecessary. People are asking about performance tuning. Tuning is what when we learn tuning is, right? Tuning is what? A context switching from one server to client. As many times you are going and coming back. Suppose, for example, I am here and somebody is here, right? On the 10th floor is my house. I tell somebody can go and take my wallet. That guy will go take my wallet and coming back. One context switch. Then oh sorry, I forget. Can I take my laptop too? He go again, take the laptop, coming back. second context switch. Oh, sorry, I forgot my mobile. He go again, take my mobile, coming back, 3 context switch. Context switch means going up and down, SQL to PL SQL, PL SQL to SQL, server to client, client to server, hop and hop off, transfer of control between SQL and PL SQL engine is called context switch. We'll discuss about a whole class context. Don't worry, I will take a full lecture on context switch. Context switching, as much your context switch increase, your performance decrease. Suppose in the same time, this person will take about 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. 6 minutes it totally took to take my all 3 stuff. Suppose in the first time I tell you, go to my room and take my wallet, mobile and pen, whatever. Just in 2 minutes, in one context switch, he take all the things. Right? Simple concept of PL SQL we are doing. Same returning clause coming into the picture. I will discuss about returning clause as well. Maybe not today and tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Returning clause is to avoid unnecessary SQL. SQL means as less SQL we write, means as less context switch we are doing, our performance increase. For example, if I update the salary of this employee 101, if I want to see what is the new salary, I have to again write a query, select salary into L salary, employee 101. It will give me the salary. To avoid unnecessary select statement, one more hit to the database, I'm using returning clause. Returning used to avoid unnecessary SQL. If you go here, let me write here. I'm simple writing, see, avoid unnecessary SQL. Let's see. Avoid unnecessary SQL. Google search. Using returning clause to avoid unnecessary SQL. I don't want to write extra select statement. Help. I will take a returning clause example tomorrow. Okay. The returning clause used to avoid unnecessary SQL. I don't want to write an extra select statement to find out what is the new salary. I just write update employee, set salary is equal to salary plus 5,000, where employee is 101. Returning salary means what the salary you are updated, just return that salary into L new salary. New variable. I'm writing here L new salary is a number. Let me print the salary. I'm writing here after salary of employee ID 101 is, or you can write it here, we just update salary of 101 is L new salary. Done. Now I'm going to here, I'm calling here, I'm in this declare section, I'm calling a procedure. See everyone, procedure, suppose next block is, that will be pragma autonomous transaction. Begin end. Pragma autonomous transaction, I'm writing here. Update, I'm updating the salary here. One more time. Updating salary of suppose 15,000 for employee 102. Employee 10 salary I'm updating by 15,000. I issue a commit. Commit and rollback will be necessary when you are writing pragma. Remember, this question will come in the interview. Commit and rollback, commit or rollback will be necessary or mandatory step when you are writing pragma autonomous transaction. Simple a pragma autonomous transaction created. I am calling this block here. That's it. Then I'm doing a rollback. Rollback. Now I'm writing the same thing here. These 2 salaries. I'm writing here after salary of 101, after salary of 102. Let me discuss about what we did. Everyone just see this what we did. Space is very small.
I have a question, please. If we create the function and now as we are working with
Malika ji,
that,
first understand pragma. I will let you know the function. Understand pragma. The class is pragma.
नहीं, pragma की ही बात कर रही हूँ कि जब हम pragma करते हैं और जब टेरा डेटा की बात आप करते हो,
Malika ji, थोड़ी देर बाद बात करेंगे. Malika ji, please. Let's note down your question. Let's finish this example, then you can ask the question. Let me finish. First understand what is pragma, how it is behaving. This question will come in the interview. And they will definitely ask a scenario. So why I'm giving these examples to all of you? Because if you understand scenario, example, then any scenario they can ask, they are easily able to answer. What is pragma autonomous transaction? Easily. So understand the scenario, what is happening. When I run this procedure, it start from begin. When I call this block, start from begin. It will say select salary into this salary. It will print the salary here. The salary will be 17,000 of employee ID 101. Then after it run the salary of 102, it will print a salary here 102 is 17,000. Anybody, any issue till here? Anybody, any issue? It start from line number 1, then print this. Line number 13, print this. Then go line number 15. Update employee set salary of 5,000 where employee ID 101. 17,000 plus 5,000, 22. It print here, we just updated the salary to 22,000. Anybody, any confusion till here?
No.
No confusion. Then after this test block will be called. Then after this test block will be called. Test block called means compiler go here. It is a pragma. Pragma means independent. Pragma means this transaction is independent transaction of the calling program. Calling program independent transaction. Line number 5, this line number 5. Line number 5 told us that I am pragma. Treat me differently. Understand this line. I am pragma. Treat me differently. Whatever happening here, nobody should know about it. This is totally secret. Happening within me. There will be no impact. No impact anywhere. This is pragma transaction. This commit will be mandatory. Commit or rollback, that must be mandatory. I wrote it here. Updating employee set salary employee ID 102. 102 salary 17,000 plus 15,000. It becomes 32,000. I make it commit. Commit means permanent save. Data here save. Then I call here rollback. When I call rollback, but this permanent save will only impact this. It not save this update statement. This update statement will not committed. Will not committed because child is pragma. Anybody, any confusion here?
No, sir.
Right? Let's see this. What is happening? Just see this example. What is happening? Rollback. This rollback will roll back this amount. Then I print here salary of 101. It roll back 22,000 to again become 17,000. And this is 32,000. Let me run this code. Then you can see the output. Just see this. Before salary of 101 is 17,000. Here it is printed salary. Please mute. Whoever not muted, please mute. Malika ji, I'm muting you again. Before salary of 101 is 17,000. Salary of 101 is 17,000. Then 102. Salary of 102 is 17,000. I update the record of 17,000. I make it 17 plus 5, 22. It printed. We just update salary of 101 is 22,000. It is printed 22,000. Then I call test block. Test block means this is called. This is called. It update the salary 17 plus 15, 32,000. I make a commit. When this update is committed, but only this update committed. It not update commit this record because this is totally independent. It print make me 32,000. Then I make a rollback. Rollback will be rollback to only this. It again print salary of 101 is updated to 17,000. 102 is 32,000. Anyone, any confusion to understand what is pragma?
So first you are like call the salary into L new salary and again you call the salary into L salary.
यार तो आपकी मर्जी. सोमिल लिख दो यहाँ पे. Variable into सोमिल. This is just a variable.
After the rollback you called into L salary and before rollback you called into L new salary. That was like,
what you want? Tell me what you want. I will do this. Let me make
Like-
Somil number. Make it Somil. What you want to print it and tell me where you want.
after
Line number.
rollback,
Tell me line number.
line number 19.
Line number 19. What you want it? Make it Vishal.
Again,
Make it
yes,
Vishal.
Somil.
New variable. Right. I print it here. This is a variable. Vishal number. I am saying that salary is Vishal. I make it salary into Jaswal. New variable.
Okay. So it will
That's
not
why-
make any difference.
Right on Somil, that's what I'm saying. I saw your post. I don't know what you are learning right now. I'm again saying, other than my notes, please don't read anything. Make it capital, make it bold. Try to understand it.
Okay.
Don't read anything other than my notes, please. You will get selected 100% questions coming exactly from my notes. See this here. It's just a variable. When I'm writing here, L salary, writing is this override. It will first give you what is variable. What is PL SQL? PL SQL means I have to write into definitely. That is must. Every select must come into a placeholder. I'm writing select salary into any variable. This variable only have to declare it here that this is number. Why it is number? Because salary is number. So I'm saying that before salary of employee is this L salary. What is L salary is? This salary. It is printed 17,000. Okay. Next record. I again make L salary of 102. It's just a variable. If you want to change his name also, you can change that name also. Name does not matter. It's just a variable. It overrides this L salary, and I'm saying 102 is 17,000. Both salaries 17,000. 17,000. Now I'm going to update the record. Now 102 becomes 32,000 now because we just changes. Let me run this code again, and you can see. See here. It is printed first before salary of 101. First this line running, it will print the salary of 101 is 17,000. Any confusion, Somil? Line number first output.
No.
Any confusion till here? No.
No, sir.
Right? Again, this line is running. Select salary into L salary for 102. It is printed 32,000 because salary is 32,000, right? We just previous example we run it. If you want, you can see the record. Select star from HR.employee. It was 1717 previously. I make 1717 previously. I make to 32,000. Right? It become here. Now let's see this here. 102 is printed 32,000 because we just updated it. Then after update employee sell 5,000. 17,000 plus 5,000 become 22,000 into Somil. Just a variable. I am printing. What is Somil? 22,000. Then I called this block. When I'm calling this block will update 32,000 plus 15,000 means 47,000. Make it committed. Concept is pragma means this is independent. This commit is only for this. This commit is not for this. It is independent transaction. Pragma autonomous transaction is to allow to create a new transaction within the transaction that may commit and roll back. The child code run independently of his parent. The child code can commit or roll back and parent resumes. The parent code can continue without affecting child. This is pragma autonomous transaction. Pragma autonomous transaction allow you to create a new transaction within the transaction that may commit and roll back, and there will be no impact of their commit and roll back to the new transaction. Simple concept. Any confusion now? Anyone? Means if something is coming in your mind, you don't understand why it is happening, ask me.
In real time, actually, when we will go with this pragma approach, actually,
This question can come in the interview. Can we use pragma autonomous transaction? The line what I'm going to tell you, exact same line you have to use at the time of interview, right? Only use pragma autonomous transaction for logging. Remember this line? We can learn use of pragma when we discuss about mutating trigger and we discuss about triggers. Triggers used for logging purpose. Remember this line? Pragma autonomous transaction is only for logging purpose. Be extremely careful. Be extremely careful not to abuse the power of pragma. Pragma is very powerful. If you see this here, pragma is totally challenging the acid property. Acid property is saying atomicity. Everything completed, nothing will be completed. But pragma is saying it's okay. You will complete or not complete, I will complete myself. Pragma is saying you will complete or not complete, I don't care. I will complete myself. Pragma is challenging the acid property. So, but acid property is the backbone of the database. So pragma autonomous transaction is only used for logging purpose. Be extremely careful not to use pragma other than logging. If I want to use pragma other than logging in my program, in my computer, in my system, in my project, it means there is some problem in my database design. It means there is some problem in my database design. Normally, it will never use to implement any business logic other than logging. That is what I'm saying. It is just copy paste from Oracle documentation. I'm not saying anything from my own experience. Exactly copied from Oracle documentation. Don't use pragma autonomous transaction other than logging purpose. If you are using it, it means there is some flaw in your database design. You are trying to implement a business logic that is wrong. Simple line. We can use pragma in triggers. I will let you know how to use. Understand the concept of pragma. Pragma is totally independent transaction. When we make some transaction independent, I can use pragma. Pragma means a transaction within a transaction that may commit or roll back, but there is no impact of the parent who is called him. Simple. Understand this scenario? Interview question. Direct, what is pragma? Can I write a pragma without commit or rollback? And I have a scenario that I have a transaction going on. I want, just like in triggers, this example will come actually. When I discuss about trigger, I make an example that somebody tried to insert, update, delete something, but actually that they roll back. The rollback means everything rollback from the trigger also. But I don't want that to be rollback. I want to data should be logged that somebody did something. For example, I have a table. I have a count table, right? And somebody try to insert data after or update data or delete data. After that, he roll back. Rollback means everything finished, done, whatever he did, everything will vanish, roll back. But I want to log who did, when did, what is the previous value, what is the next value. We are using triggers to log. In case of triggers, we can make Pragma automation action. That time I will let you know when I discuss trigger. But concept of Pragma is make a totally independent transaction of the main transaction that may commit on rollback, and there will be no impact of the calling program. This is Pragma. Understand till here? Any confusion?
No, sir.
Now let's go back to the concept of functions. When we discuss function, I remember one thing I tell you to everyone. Function class, function procedure, very important lecture if you remember. Function, can we write a DML in a function? I said you yes, we can write a DML into the function. But if you write a DML into the function, we cannot call that function in the select statement. Remember everyone?
Yes, sir.
Remember everyone, this is what I teach you everybody, that we cannot call a function. That function contains a DML statement. We cannot call that function into any select statement. Remember everyone, right? If you remember, if you open my notes, there will be tricky questions also, right? Remember everyone? Let me go back to
Yes,
here.
sir.
B20 functions. Here, which lecture is 32? 31. Want to show you something here. Where it is 31 lecture. Procedure, no, I think 30. Please read notes, don't go anywhere. Please read notes, don't go anywhere other than this. Pragma. Sorry, function. In function, can we write a DML in a function? I teach everyone, right? This example that you are calling, but we can, when we try to call this function, it gives error, cannot perform a DML operation inside the query. We cannot call. In that, this is the way we are calling the procedure, the functions. But I give an example here, scenario-based question that I wrote, where it is. This example, remember everybody, this is a function. Function contains a DML statement, but we can call this function because return comes first. And what is the main nature of function? Function want to reach till return statement. If as soon as it find the return, it will not execute this update. So remember this line when they're asking question, can a function contains DML? And we call into the select statement. Remember this answer. Always try to give different answers in the interview, right? Interview is all about how to answer. See this here. You have to tell to the interview, if I have an update statement, but before that update, we write a return, then you can call this function in a select statement as well. Remember this lecture, everyone?
Yes,
For example, remember everyone, we discussed this example, everyone, right?
Yes, Vishal.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's come back to the same concept. I am telling you here that if I call a function, right, if I write a DML statement, we cannot call that DML in a select statement. Let's use Pragma inside a function. Let's say this. If a function contains Pragma, it means that statement become independent. You can call that function to select statement as well. Let's see. I'm calling here. I'm creating table of create table list of function calls. So when I'm creating a table list of function calls, I'm making suppose 2 column text. Suppose here that's also a text. Varchar 2 100 and suppose PS timestamp. Create a table, simple table created. Table created here, right? Let me write a function. Create or replace function get a random number. Why I'm teaching you this example? If they ask you, can I write a DML in a function? Remember this, you got a ball. You are playing cricket, you got a free hit. What your main motto in the interview is how to kill the 50 minutes. Remember Shahrukh Khan dialogue? Chuck the India, I always tell you, if you play your best 70 minutes of hockey, no one can defeat you. In the same way, if you give your best interview in the 50 minutes, you have to engage the interviewer. Don't give him chance. He will ask you question. Always try to work how you can tell him, ask me this question. Remember, we discussed about delete and truncate. very common question, how you move the interval to the HWM and all these things. Remember everyone that lectures? This is what you have to learn, right? I will teach you. Our class is going on when we reach till performance tuning and all. I will teach you how to move interviewer, what he want. It does not matter what he want, what you want me to ask, what you want me to ask. Right? This is what we are doing. Remember when we are a little kid and we are playing outside, and when we come late at home and we know that our parent going to scold at us that why you are playing till evening 7 and 8 p.m. We always make an excuse. Just I reach home, before they start, you start. You know that what happened in that ground. So the total conversation will be go somewhere else in some other direction. Same you have to do. You have to move the interviewer what you want him to ask. Not give him the ball in his court. Take ball in your court. Right? So when he asks, can I write a DML statement in a function? Right? You have to say the same thing. What we discuss here in the same lecture. In the same lecture when this question comes. Can we write DML? You have to say first, yes, we can write a DML in a function. It will compile to exactly what is written. But it is not advisable because for computation Oracle procedure. Right? This is all we have to say, and then you have to say if you write a DML statement, the function work perfectly, but you cannot call in a selected statement. There are limitations. Then you can. But does not matter asking or not. You have to. But if you make a function as a pragma autonomous transaction, then you can call that function into the selected statement. You know what the interviewer next question is? What is pragma autonomous transaction? Actually, interviewer does not want to ask pragma autonomous transaction. You told him to ask me pragma autonomous transaction. Because you use the keyword in the interview. Interviewer ask you just one question. Can I write a DML in a function? And you move him into the direction. Because you give an answer. If we write a pragma autonomous transaction inside a function, then you can call that function the selected statement. Then interviewer asks, what is pragma autonomous transaction? And you kill 5 minutes. This is what you want. Simple. This is what you want. Remember when any football or hockey match going on, 90 minutes is fixed. Right? What the people are doing. If you make one goal of a team, they just want to time pass. That in next 2 minutes just remaining, just time pass. Don't make any offensive. Just defend the ball, and the 2 minute time is gone. We are win. Same you are doing. You have to move the interview in the direction. Let's understand it first. I make a function. Nobody ever asks you. 0% chance anybody can ever tell you write the function in front of me. 0%. I took 1,000 interviews. I'm giving interviews almost every week, 1 or 2 interviews, just to see what is going on in the market. Nobody ever asks you to write the code. I give my resume is 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, all level interviews I'm giving. Nobody ever asks you to write the code. Understand the concept. Question is all conceptual based. Let's see this here. Get random number. Return number is, I make this pragma autonomous transaction. I'm making a function as a pragma autonomous transaction. Begin. In this beginning, I'm writing insert statement. Insert into value. Insert into function calls. Right? Values. Suppose I'm inserting. I was called the text and the timestamp, suppose sys time stamp. That's it. I have to write commit or rollback. I have to write commit and rollback because I'm writing a pragma. But always remember, pragma function must return something. The basic function is what? If you don't write it here, return, the function will be compiled. But it will give you a runtime error. Remember that questions of the function, all interview question of function. If you don't write that return, it will give you compile time error. If you don't write that return, it will give you runtime error. It will compile successfully. It's all interview question. Your interviewer just want to test, have you ever wrote a function or not? Return. What I want to return? I want to return number. Return anything, return 2. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 400, anything. I want to return because I want to return number. If you forget about this, open the function class. Open function notes and please read functions. You only have to focus on function. I always tell you, I never tell you to focus on triggers, on your packages, or more on what you can say, means packages and anything. I never cursors. I don't want to tell you. A ref cursor, don't need to go anywhere. But function, please focus. The reason is if you want to write thousands lines of code, you must know function. the function is written.
Yes.
Simple function is written. I create a separate transaction. If you see this here, I create a separate transaction within the function, and that function contains a DML statement, right? Therefore, what is happening? We can commit and roll back. It will not impact anything, right? Let me create another table. Create table random numbers.
So Vishal sir, in MySQL Pragma's
Everywhere.
concept is also same.
Everywhere. Yeah. See this here. See, again, I'm telling you, everybody, I'm telling 100 times to tell you, everyone, whenever you interview yourself, try to sell yourself. You are not MS SQL, you are not Oracle, you are not MySQL, you are not PostgreSQL, you are not Teradata. You are a database developer. All RDBMS are same, concepts are same. When you market yourself, never say that I'm working on MS SQL. It means all Oracle job gone for you. I'm an Oracle developer. All MS SQL job gone for you. You are a database person. Means don't mean I'm only wearing Nike shoes. No, if I got a Puma, I can wear. Adidas, I can wear. I got a local shoes, I can wear. All are shoes, just a brands. MS SQL, Sybase, Teradata, DB2, MariaSQL, Gupta DB. Lots of databases. They all are database. All are RDBMS. Concept are same everywhere. If you just know, always tell yourself you're a database person, not Oracle, not MS SQL, not MySQL. Let's see this here. I'm writing simple. Done. I create one random number table. Here I'm going to insert data. Simple. That's it. Let me see this one. I'm going to writing select. I'm calling a function get random number. See everyone. I'm calling this function into select statement. I'm calling this function into select statement from dual. Select get random number from dual. What is happening? I call this function within select. This function contains an DML statement, and that will be called data inserted get random number 2. I can call this function to select. Everyone understand it here? No confusion, right? Are you able to see that? I call this function. Everybody able to see that? I call that function in the selector statement because on the basic concept of function is false.
Yes, sir.
If that function contains a DML, you cannot call that function in a select statement. But if my function contains pragma automatic transaction, this is totally independent. It will run inside this. Data inserted. Let me insert this data here. Insert into random number. I'm calling this table random number. Select get random number from dual. I'm writing it here. Let's see. Connect by level less than 1000. I'm inserting 1000 rows. Let's see this here. Less than 1000 is okay. 999 rows inserted. See this, what is happening in this above scenario, right? Okay, data will be complete. Let me first, one second, let me truncate this table first. Truncate table random number. Don't get it. I'm writing here begin. Within beginning, I'm calling it here, for example, less than or equal to 1000. And make it here rollback. Everyone can see this here. What is happening here? Begin end. I'm calling this procedure. I'm calling this block. In this block, I'm inserting into random number this table. This table contains 0 record. If you see this here, let me show you. Select star from random number. This table contains 0 record. No data found. I'm calling this function, this insert state calling function. First understand function. I can call a function. That function contains a DML statement. I call it because this is the pragma transaction. When I'm calling it, this pragma is here is commit. When this pragma is here commit, it means this is totally independent. But I make it rollback. This rollback from random numbers. Let's see this here. What is happening? Statement processed. Select star from random number. No data found. But select star from list of function calls, because in function I'm inserting here. In function I'm inserting here and data go here. Data inserted into the function. How many times? All 1000 times. Select count star. Two means first of all 1,000 times I called, again 1,000 times I called, 2,000 data will inserted into the function. Function every time roll commit. Because function is I wrote a pragma. Pragma must need commit and rollback. Does not matter your rollback here, data rollback from this insert statement. But once this function called, this function is doing commit. This data will be every time committed. Because pragma. Pragma is totally independent. What about going on here? Pragma is totally independent. What is going on here? Are you getting my point, everyone? Pragma is totally independent. What is going on here? If I make it here, for example, commit. Suppose, for example, I make it here rollback. Let's say this here. I create this function, make it rollback. Let me truncate this table first. Truncate table list of function calls and truncate table random numbers. Both table truncated, no records. I make here commit. I am calling this statement processed. Now let's see this here. Select count star from random number. $1,000 record inserted here because I make a commit. Select count star from list of function calls. Zero. Why? Because every time it inserted, but rollback. This is totally independent.
Yeah, it's going back.
Everyone understand the concept of what is pragma automa transaction? Pragma automa create a transaction within the transaction. Pragma automa transaction create a transaction within the transaction that may commit and roll back without impacting the main transaction. That is pragma autonomous transaction. It always necessary to make a commit and roll back. Whenever this question related to the function will come in the interview, that can I write a DML in a function? Always move the interviewer to pragma. This is your responsibility. So that if he asks what is pragma, you get a chance to kill next 5 minutes to give an answer what is pragma transaction. You have the whole full flush example to give what is pragma. Understand here, everyone? Any confusion of pragma autonomous transaction?
So Vishal, actually, the two examples which you have taken, so that that we are declaring like at procedure level or function level, right? Pragma autonomous transaction. So with any particular DML query or something we can do, or that will be a complete block itself, which we can make that.
Whatever written before that, everything will be gone. If I write here insert, I write it here update, I write here delete.
No. What I am asking is the complete function and complete procedure.
Call.
We are
this complete call, this complete insert, update, delete will be rolled back.
No, Vishal, I'm not getting. You are not getting. So pragma autonomous transaction, we are declaring just after create or replace function or create or replace procedure, right?
Yes.
So is that the way only we can declare, or is there only particular DML we can do? Only one insert or
independent transaction going on, right? If you write simple insert, you cannot make it. Pragma is a concept of PL SQL. PL SQL means begin it. A block come into the picture. Right? You try to make that block independently. You are creating that procedure, make it reuse, and I want to make that child transaction totally independent. We are using pragma. It's not simple. Straightforward DML will not work. DML is a concept of PL SQL. How a block will be executed. Because when we write a program, interviewer question can ask you, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I want, this may be rollback, but this transaction can be committed. How can you do that? ACID property not allowed. Because ACID property is saying everything completed, nothing will, there is no midway. What is atomicity? Atomicity is saying there is no midway. Everything completed or nothing will be completed. There is no midway transaction. ACID property. But pragma come into the picture and make that transaction is independent. It's okay. If you're doing this, you can do that. Remember this question asked in the interview. When to use pragma? You always have to say, we should not use pragma other than logging purpose. It is written in the Oracle document. You can definitely say to the interviewer, it is written in the Oracle documentation that we should not use pragma other than logging purpose. If you are using pragma other than logging to implement our business logic, it means there is some flaw in my database design, some problem. We should not abuse the power of pragma. Pragma is very powerful. We should not abuse the power of Pragma, because Pragma is totally against the asset property, and asset property is the backbone of database. You are playing the concept of database. You should not do.
So Vishal, in that case example, ATM, let's say actually, so sometimes actually we are taking out the money and money is not getting, money is getting deducted, but we are not getting money, and later on actually due to durability.
The concept of durability.
So I mean, so in that case, how we will be tracking the transactions actually which got failed? So for that one, I mean, at least we should
logging. Tracking means logging. Logging means triggers. When we learn trigger next class, we'll learn how trigger goes on. Trigger is used to log who did, what did, when
before trigger,
what is the next value. Everything will log via triggers. For triggers, we can implement Pragma autonomous transaction. When we learn about mutating trigger, the question is coming, very important question. What is mutating trigger? How to avoid mutating trigger? If you go and check on the Google, everybody is saying compound trigger is used to avoid mutating trigger, but this never give this answer. I will give you the answer of Pragma autonomous transaction. Always try to give different answer than others. How to answer is more important. What to answer is not important at all. Again, I'm repeating it. What to answer, everybody knows. Go to Google, you can find every answer. But how to answer, that impact you, how much you know. In the same project, when you're working, you suppose you all have 5 people selected on 5 year experience. One person working on 20 lakhs package, one person working on 10 lakhs package. Who gives better interview? They got a better package. Simple. No confusion at all. So you know how to sell yourself. I'm telling you, right? From batch 10, you are batch 20, right? From batch 10, from 3, I know that guy. Right, he's again in SQL training group. He's from the first group is I created the SQL. Now there are 13, 14 groups. But SQL training is the first group. Deeksha, 2 year experience person, 2 years, 3 lakhs package in TCS, from 3 to 15, and at least 5 companies, 15 package. He take in 1.5 years before. And when he start speaking on performance tuning, he can speak 1 hour without stopping. The 2 year experienced person, Deeksha, can speak on performance tuning without stopping 1 hour continuously. This is what you have to learn, how to speak on tuning. How to speak is actually focus how much package you can get, how good you get selected. Right? You are in batch 20, you are way behind of Deeksha is in batch 10. But Deeksha can speak one. I saw there is a girl in US, I'm telling you, Fatima. Fatima is a non-technical lady, right? In US, if you are a citizen, it's very easy to get a job. Fatima joined my classes. She took my 2 batches. Fatima is totally a non-technical person. She's just a housewife. Fatima can speak on tuning 20 to 30 minutes without stopping. She doesn't know anything. But whatever I teach, she just memorize exactly same what Vishal said. I have to go exactly what Vishal is saying. Fatima package is more than me in US. I'm telling you. Fatima is getting more salary than me. Fatima is purely housewife. She's a citizen. She got a job, and she's a housewife. Her salary is more than.
In Virginia.
She is in Virginia. I'm telling you again, right? So how to answer, that matters. Fatima, zero knowledge on Oracle, but she can speak on tuning 20 to 30 minutes. Again, I'm telling you to all, want to crack the interview, don't go anywhere. Somil, please ping me. I want to talk to you. Right? Please don't go anywhere other than my notes. I'm again repeating you multiple times. You get each and every question line by line, copy paste. Whatever you ping here in the group, Somil, 1 second. Let me here in batch 20. Somil, you ping this in the group, right? Some link, LinkedIn this. What is this, Somil? Why you are going this? Why you are going here? Means tell me. You don't need it. Somil, you just go and focus is, Somil, what your project is. Because the first question in the interview is, tell me about yourself. What you are doing in your project. You have to explain your project. Don't do it anywhere else. You are more better in your own project, whatever you are doing, rather than you are listening. Interviewer will understand next 30 seconds that you are copying this line from internet, or whatever you're speaking that is already present on the internet. They will know within 30 seconds. They will not take much time. In 30 seconds to 1 minute, interviewer knows about it. But okay, this guy doesn't know anything. He just memorized something. You don't have to memorize. We have to understand and try to answer like this. Whenever I'm using these answers, Pragma is independent, pragma person saying that I am pragma, treat me differently. These lines you cannot find on Google. Try to make your own words, how to speak. Pragma exception INIT. When I teach you, what I teach you, it will adopt the Oracle standard connections. You will not find this line anywhere on the Google. That make you confirm to the interviewer that, okay, this guy knows what is pragma exception INIT. He understands. You have to make sure, see, whoever is giving or taking your interview, they are not somewhere coming from somewhere else, or they crack some very specific exam. No, they just like me and you. Whoever is free on that day, that person will take your interview. He just want to make sure that are you good enough to work with me or not. Suppose I have to choose any one of them out of you. I will ask you questions. See, okay, this guy is good. He can work with me. Why should I work with any other person who doesn't have knowledge? I don't want to work with that guy. So this, you just have to make an impression that yes, I understand the things. That's it. Okay, so tomorrow I will send a new link for tomorrow. This link is public, so link will be changed. So tomorrow I will send a new link and we'll start tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Bye.